Chapter 15. Next few nights were a delicious blur of cooking and serving. By the end of the first week, we made 3,000 yuan in profits. The steel workers were tickled pink when they got their paychecks. Even though they didn't get any tips from the customers, Han gave them tips out of his own cut. The Dufunao owner was thrilled too at the 900 yuan he got to help with the rent. As word got out about Hang's crunchy burgers, it was a full house practically every night. By the middle of our second week, we even got a call from a man asking if we'd cater a dinner party at his house. They're paying us 1,000 yuan for the night, plus expenses. Can you believe it? Anson said. Hank laughed. At this rate, we might never go back to America. I shot Hank a worried look, and he quickly added, kidding. Where is it? Dad asked. Out by the sixth string, Anson added. The man said he's having a dinner party with his colleagues. As thrilling as everything was at the restaurant, I was secretly worried. My editor still hadn't called, and it's been almost a week since my first column. Shen came over that weekend to try and cheer me up. I'm sure the editor's just busy, or he's just taking his time. I shook my head. If the response was good, he would have called. Maybe, I shouldn't have written about something so personal, I said. Nah, it's all right, Shen told me. I groaned. Hey, they're not calling me a wrong pile anymore at school, Shen said. That's something. It is something. Hang in there, he said. He'll call soon. Finally, on Sunday morning, the phone rang. I stared at it and stared at it, almost afraid to answer. Hello? I asked timidly. Hi, Mia, it's your editor, Mr. Wang, he said. Sorry it's taken me so long to get back to you. It's been a crazy week. Anyways, the reader loved your piece. Relief enveloped me, setting off fireworks inside, like the ones at Disneyland we could hear all the way in the motel parking lot at night. They've been writing in letters, Mr. Wang went on. They want to read more and more and more. We'd like to make it a weekly column, and we're prepared to pay you. How's 50 yuan per column? Does that sound good to you? I closed my eyes and breathed the moment in. It sounded like sweet candied hawthorns on a stick, dipped in a dream come true. I'll take it, I said. Fantastic, Mr. Wang said. He commissioned 5 columns from me on the spot with specific requests that I keep them personal, just like in my first column. Readers love that you're opening up to them. It makes them feel like you're their friend. I smiled. Was it true that I suddenly had 4,000 new friends? They want to know everything about you. They want to know especially how you and Jason became friends. No problemo, I said. I'll get you the column next by morning. I'll get you the next column by morning. That night, when my mom and dad helped Hank and Anse in the kitchen, I stayed at home sitting at my grandfather's big oak desk. I tore off another piece of paper from my journal from Mrs. Swan and began a new column. This time, instead of picturing Lupe, I pictured Jason as I wrote. For those of you wondering how Jason and I became friends in the first place, well, it wasn't easy. For a long time, Jason and I were at active war. We hated each other. I mean, hated each other. It wasn't an under the radar kind of hate like I have with this girl in my class, Bethany Brett. It was an in your face kind of hate, which started when I told him, uh, that his father was a horrible old man and he led the entire school in making fun of my pajama like pants. I responded naturally by smearing all his pencils in Tiger Balm. You see, Jason liked to twirl pencils. Well, that day when Jason twirled his pencils, he got Tiger Balm all over his hands, and when he reached up to scratch his eye, the powerful menthol made him burst into tears in front of the whole class. For the record, I do not recommend anyone trying that at home, but he was really a turd back then. Have you ever been bullied? It feels horrible when you stub your toe and your toenail falls off, and you're walking around for a month without a toenail, worried that someone might step on you again, and then it really hurt. That's how I felt for a long time with Jason Yao. But then something happened that made me reevaluate how rotten he was. He did something kind to help me and my parents. And then he did another thing that was kind, and another thing. I'm not sure if a bunch of kind things cancel out rotten things like with the fractions in math, but they helped. Last year when I found out he was really good cooking, that's when our friendship took off. We've come a long way, me and Jason. As I read back my essay, I wondered for a brief second what Jason would say if he knew I was writing about him. He'd probably be mortified. But then I thought, nah, Jason would never read it. It was being published in China, and more importantly, this was my first paid writing job. I took the paper and, with a deep breath, sealed it in an envelope for Mr. Wang. Here it comes, column number 2.